Welcome to Technia TV. Hello, I am Dr. Sandeep Kumar, Faculty of Management. Today, I am delivering lecture on steps in factor analysis. There are 4 steps. First one, the correlation matrix for all variable is computed. Second one, factor extraction. Third step is factor rotation. And fourth step, which is make final decision about the number of underlying factors. Now I am explaining the first step, which is the correlation matrix. In the first step, generate a correlation matrix for all variables. Identify variables not related to the other variables. If the correlations between variables are small, it is unlikely that they share a common factor, which is variable must be related to each other for the factor model to be appropriate. Next one, which is the think of correlation in absolute value. There is also we have to consider think of correlations in absolute value, which means correlation coefficient greater than 0.3 in absolute value are indicating of acceptable correlations. Examine visually the appropriateness of the factor model. The second step concerned with the factor extraction. Here, the primary objective of this stage is to determine the factors. Initial decisions can be made here about the number of factors underlying a set of measured variables. Estimates of initial factors are obtained using principal component analysis. The principal component analysis is the most commonly used extraction method. Other factor extractions methods include maximum likelihood method, principal axis factoring, alpha method, unweighted least squares method, generalized least square method, and the image factoring. In principal component analysis, linear combinations of the observed variables are formed. The first principal component is the combination that accounts for the largest amount of variance in the sample. The second principal component accounts for the next largest amount of variance and is uncorrelated with the first. Successive component explains progressively smaller portions of the total sample variance and all are uncorrelated with each other. To decide on how many factors we need to represent the data, we use two statistical criteria. First one eigenvalue and the second one scree plot. The determination of the number of factors is usually done by considering only factors with eigenvalues greater than 1. Factors with a variance less than 1 are no better than a single variable, since each variable is expected to have a variance of 1. In this table, you will find the total variance explained. The examinations of the scree plot provides a visual of total variance associated with each factor. The steep slope shows the large factors. The gradual trailing off shows the rest of the factor usually lower than an eigenvalue of 1. In choosing the number of factors, in addition to the statistical criteria, one should make initial decisions based on conceptual and theoretical grounds. At this stage, the decision about the number of factors is not final. Here you will find the scree plot and also the component of matrix using principal component analysis in this table. Now I am explaining the third step, which is factor rotation. In this step, factors are rotated. Unrotated factors are typically not very interpretable. That is, most factors are correlated with variable. Factors are rotated to make them more meaningful and easier to interpret. That is, each variable is associated with a minimal number of factors. Different rotation method may result in the identification of somewhat different factors. The most popular rotational method is Varimax rotations. Varimax use orthogonal rotations yielding uncorrelated factors or components. Varimax attempts to minimize the number of variables that have high loading on a factor. This enhances the interpretability of the factors. Other common rotational methods used include oblique rotations which yield correlated factor. Oblique rotations are less frequently used because their results are more difficult to summarize. Other rotational methods include Quantimax, Equamax, and Promax. Quantimax and Equamax is orthogonal, whereas the Promax is oblique. A factor is interpreted or named by examining the largest values linking the factor to be measured variables in the rotated factor matrix. In this table, you will find the rotation component matrix. Now I am explaining the fourth step, which is making final decision. The final decisions about the number of factors to choose the number of factors for the rotated solution that is most interpretable. To identify factors, group variables that have large loading for the same factors. Plots of loading provide a visual for variable clusters. Interpret factors according to the meaning of the variables. These decisions should be guided by a priori conceptual beliefs about the number of factors from past research or theory. Eigenvalue computed in step 2. The relative interpretability of rotated solutions computed in step 3. Now, I am explaining the assumptions underlying factor analysis, which include the measured variables are linearly related to the factor errors. This assumption is likely to be validated if items limited response scales, 2-point response scale like true and false, right wrong items. The data should have a bivariate normal distribution for each pair of the variables. Observations are independent. The factor analysis model assumes that variables are determined by common factor and unique factors. All unique factors are assumed to be uncorrelated with each other and with the common factor. This is the end of my lecture on steps in factor analysis. Hope you will find it useful. Watch more lecture of research methodology or business research on Technia TV. So subscribe and watch Technia TV. Thanks a lot.